Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today we're not performing a stock valuation, but instead I wanted to update everyone on the 2024 changes to the Mega Backdoor Roth, as I did a video last year based on the 2023 guidelines. Now I've been contributing to a Mega Backdoor Roth for about 6 years and plan to continue to do so into the future, as contributing to this type of benefit allows you to supercharge your retirement savings. In this video, I'll walk through a few examples of contributing to a Mega Backdoor Roth, show you how to fund it, and go through the steps on how to roll it over from your retirement plan into a Roth IRA if your company allows for it. And as a side note, as of last year, you're also able to roll over your company match into a Roth IRA as well, but do know you need to pay taxes on a company match rollover. And in my 2023 video, I do show how the deductions appear in a paycheck, and I'll provide a link to that video in case you're interested. So let's jump right into it. Let's look at this Excel example first, and on the right there's a bar graph to help illustrate the values on the left. Now say your salary is $125,000, and for 2024 the maximum 401k contribution is $23,000, which would be just over 18% of your pay, and this is shown in the graph in blue. Now, for the Mega Backdoor Roth maximum contribution for 2024, that's $69,000, and this is shown in the graph in yellow. Now, if we take the $69,000 and minus the $23,000, that would leave $46,000 available for both company match and your after-tax contribution. Now, let's say your company match is 4%, and 4% of the salary here would be $5,000, and this is shown in the graph in red. Now, if we take the $46,000 and we minus the $5,000, that leaves $41,000 for your after-tax contribution, which is shown in the graph in green. So when you add up the 401k in blue, the company match in red, and the after-tax contribution in green, that can total up to $69,000, which is the Mega Backdoor Roth. Now, I know making $125,000 and trying to max out the Mega Backdoor Roth at $69,000 would be quite a challenge. You're looking at just over 50% of your pay going into the savings. But hopefully over time, as your salary increases and maybe you pay down some debt, you're able to put that money into the Mega Backdoor Roth savings, wanting it to compound over time. And those that are able to max out the Mega Backdoor Roth are typically those that are high income earners, super savers, or somewhere in between where they have a good salary and are a good saver taking advantage of this benefit. Now let's look at a few other examples. So now let's just say your salary is $175,000. So your $23,000 into your 401k would be just over 13%. Your company match of 4% would jump up to $7,000, and your after-tax amount available would be $39,000, which would be just over 22%. So when we add up your 401k contribution and this after-tax contribution, that would be just over 35% of your pay going towards the Mega Backdoor Roth. Now, this probably would still be a challenge, but doable based on your situation, based on your monthly payments and debt that you have, but it is still a possibility. Now, let's make one other change. Let's just say your company has a good matching plan, and let's say it jumps up to 6%, and we'll see how this changes the numbers. And we can see now the company match is $10,500, and this lowers the after-tax contribution to max out the Mega Backdoor Roth to $35,500, which is just over 20%. And we can see that that brings down your total pay contribution to 33%, so it lowered the contribution by 2%. Now let's just do one other example. Let's just say your pay is $200,000, and we'll use the company match of 4%. And we can see your 401k contribution would be just over 11%. Your company match would be $8,000, and this would leave you $38,000 for your after-tax contribution, which would be about 19% of your pay. And in total, that would be just over 30% of your income going towards the Mega Backdoor Roth to max it out. So probably a good chance that somebody making this amount of money is able to do this as long as they don't have any considerable amount of debt they have to pay off or other expenses. So let's go in and look at how you set up your after-tax contribution to put money towards this Mega Backdoor Roth. In whatever platform your company has for your retirement plan, you should have something similar to what you see on the screen here for change contributions. And we're going to use our example of $125,000 salary that we looked at a few minutes ago. And for somebody making that amount, that's going to max out their Roth 401k of 23,000. That would be 18%. And if you recall, with a company match of 4%, that would be $5,000. So you take the 23,000 and the $5,000, that would be $28,000. You should subtract that to the maximum amount for the Mega Backdoor Roth contribution of $69,000, and that would leave $41,000 available. Now that $41,000 would be put into this after-tax contribution, which would be 32% of a salary of $125,000. Now that'd be quite a challenge here, putting that much away. You're looking at just over 50% going into savings. So maybe it's not 32%, maybe it's only 5 to 10%, but you want to try to put as much as you can every year. So as your pay goes up, maybe you pay down debt at the same time, this after-tax contribution continues to tick up. And hopefully at some point in time, you can max out that Mega Backdoor Roth contribution, which for 2024, as we said, is $69,000. So let's move on now, and we'll look at how you actually do a rollover, taking this after-tax contribution and moving it over into a Roth IRA, so you have more options on how you'd like to invest. To roll over money from a 401k plan to a Roth IRA, I've experienced two different methods, and it's all based on the provider of the benefits plan. First was that I needed to call them up, and the first time calling them, you're probably gonna have to speak to a few different people or a few different departments until you get to the right person. And you want to keep asking for the department that can perform an after-tax contribution rollover or an after-tax contribution conversion. But once you do get that right department, ask for their direct line to make it easier in the future. The other method is to do it online through your benefits portal. Now, keep in mind, as we walk through my example, your portal might be a little different. But on the screen here, you can see you should have something similar to this, withdrawals and rollovers, and that's where you want to go to, and that's where we'll get started. So the first screen I have is just indicating how much I have available to roll over from my retirement plan into my Roth IRA, and we can see here is just under $2,600. So let's get started. Now it's asking me how I would like to roll over the money, and I want to roll it over into an IRA. You do not want to take it out in these other options. Amount paid to you, you get penalties and pay taxes, or even a partial would be the same thing. So you just want to roll straight over into an IRA, and I'm going to roll it over as cash, and it's going into a Roth IRA. Now it's just asking me how much I want to roll over, and I'm going to roll over the total amount available, which is just under $2,600. But if I want something less, I could specify it. So here is just indicating out of the $2,590 that's available, I'm actually going to have to pay tax on 251 of those dollars. And that's because that portion is from a company match. And as of last year, 2023, you were able to roll over a company match as well. So not just your after-tax contribution, but that company match. And since the after-tax contribution you already paid tax on, that is non-taxable. So it's just this $251. So I'm going to roll over everything available. Now you can choose otherwise. If you don't want to pay any taxes, you would not roll over that company match portion, but I'm going to roll everything over. So now it's just giving me a summary of what's being rolled over and indicating that they're not going to take anything out in taxes. I'll be paying those taxes on that $250 myself. I'll probably do an estimated tax every quarter as necessary. One thing you have to do ahead of time is set up what financial institution the after-tax contribution is going to get rolled over to. So you probably have to do this like a week or two ahead of time to get everything set up. But you can see here on my screen, I'm going to be rolling it over to the institution that holds my Roth IRA. And once you have all that set up, just hit continue. And you can see here just one final review of what's being rolled over and the destination of where that rollover is going to go to. So we'll just confirm everything looks correct and then submit. So we can see here on the last screen, it's showing completed successfully, and you should also probably get an email or text message indicating the same. In summary, if your company offers an after-tax contribution, definitely try to take advantage of it and do your best to maximize the Mega Backdoor Roth. If you can't currently maximize the amount, have a goal to work towards over time. And I hope you enjoyed this video and got some useful information. If so, consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.